Welcome back to A Corporate Time. We've got a Weird Job Wednesday segment coming up. Let's hit it.
Okay. Full transparency, my AI song generator was broken this morning for daily maintenance.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I don't even know what that means. What, do they got to flush out their voices? It's all fake. What do you mean maintenance? You don't have to do any maintenance.
Well, the
It's all-
servers.
what do they got to do?
I have no
Power
idea.
down, power up, turn it off, turn it on?
I have no idea.
Nobody knows. So I kind of got tipped off on what our Weird Job Wednesday guest does.
Yeah.
I believe our guest is a party planner, so you have two choices. You can choose between the song Just a Party Planner or Living the High Life.
Let's go with Just a Party Planner.
All right, Just a Party Planner. All right, here we go.
But I'm just a party planner. Ain't got a 9 to 5. Some folks say what I do ain't a real job, it ain't no lie. But I'll tell you something, honey, I got skills they can't deny. I make dreams come true, turn a plain old soiree into the night of your life.
That's pretty good.
I may not wear a suit, I may not sit behind a desk, but when it comes to celebrations, I'm the very best.
That's good.
I'll bring the fun, the laughter, and the memories you adore. Being a party planner ain't a job, it's a whole lot more.
Oh, wow.
It's learning.
I'm back. I'm back. I
back
hated
in?
it. I'm screaming. I'm sorry. I hated
I'm not
it.
joking.
I'm back in.
I could not write
No.
a song more creative
I
than
hate
that.
Well, I
it.
believe that.
How dare you?
I hated it last week. I'm back in. I'm definitely back
I
in.
turned a regular soiree into the best night of your life.
Yeah,
Hell
oh
yeah.
my
That sounds like the
God.
best job.
I wanted to marry AI. Okay, on
She's
the
a
line with us.
hero.
On the line with us right now. Yes, for Weird Job Wednesday, it is Danielle. How you doing, Danielle?
I'm good. I'm good.
So Danielle, your job is a party planner.
Event planner.
Oh,
Oh.
no. So I
How
have to,
dare
I
you,
think that's
Tom.
Oh, is that
something.
a-
I'm a corporate event planner.
Oh,
Very, very
okay.
Oh, God,
She's
so
into
you-
the big
So
parties.
you give out drink tickets
Yeah.
and novelty towels.
Yeah. So I did the equivalent of calling someone that works at Foot Locker a shoe salesman instead of a sales associate.
Correct.
All right.
Or
Yeah, it's
a
the same
sandwich
thing.
artist at Subway.
Yeah.
Yes, party planner in my world is fighting words.
Okay,
All
I'm
right,
sorry.
sorry about it. I didn't mean to
we
insult
have the
you.
same problem when we talk about massage therapists. I call all of them masseuses, even
Don't do that.
the ones that the masseuses with the juices, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The juice masseuse. Hold on, write that down. If you are,
I know you're not technically a juice masseuse, but
Jesus Christ.
Did I just invent that? No one's ever said that before. The juice masseuse.
but you're doing almost exactly the same, except for the end.
Best night of your
Yeah,
life, though,
yeah.
right?
Except for the
like
juicing.
yeah, there's no juicing, but there's a lot of masseusing.
Anyway, so if juice came out of your legs, you'd be doing the same thing. I'm sorry. So Danielle, let's talk about
Yes.
event
Corporate
coordinator,
event, yeah,
whatever.
corporate event planning.
How'd you get the job?
A very roundabout way, but I ended up here after I did performing for a long time, and then I realized I was tired of being broke and hungry. So I was like, what can I do with these skills? So I became an event planner, and then now I'm just up in the ranks of the corporate world, making rich people look rich in front of their rich friends.
So you never did event planning before? You just decided to pivot?
Yeah, in my early 20s, I just made the pivot
Look at
and then just stuck with it and worked my way up. Yeah.
Nice.
Did you have like the skills necessary to be a good
Yeah.
event planner?
How's
as
your
far
juice in action?
Come on. As far as,
Is it just from being, like, working events as a performer that you, like, learn those
I would
skills?
say there's a lot of transferable skills. You have a lot of the lead up work, and then the, quote unquote performance is the event itself, and then afterwards you do the debrief or the notes. So it's very similar structurally, just a different kind of pressure.
Now, Tom, some would say that around these parts, you are our corporate event planner.
Yes, yeah.
Although I have noticed a distinct difference between her bubbly personality and chirpiness. She's chirpy.
When we're planning events, it is
Get
get to work.
Get to work and shut your
It's
goddamn
crunching the numbers.
Seriously, this morning I wrote it down. It says the BDM party that we had, and he told me there, and I'm going to do exact quote. He goes, "Sometime today, we have to talk about the BDM party.
Oh my
Get
God.
to work." And I'm like, holy smokes. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I take the party out of it. So it should be called work planning. I like work planning. Like, I don't like the part where you plan for everybody to have fun. I'm like, well, that was...
having fun is for the weak.
So...
You guys are you're gonna pack your own gift bags this year at the party.
Yeah, we're gonna bring
Tom's
your
like,
own.
get to work.
Bring
If
your
you
own
want a
gift
party,
bag.
you gotta work for
you
it.
Can bring me a gift bag.
So
Bring your own pizza too.
Danielle, I'm curious to what the hardest part of your job is, or do you do the same events over and over, so it just becomes a scheduling thing?
So yes and no. I mean, I would say sometimes the client can be the hardest part, constantly meeting unrealistic expectations. We had an event on Nantucket last year, and we had somebody show up on their yacht, as one does, and they did not rent a boat slip. And so they could not attend. And, of course, it was my fault for not anticipating them showing up on a yacht. So.
Well, I agree with that. You knew I had a yacht. For Christ's sake, you knew I had a yacht.
Yeah.
But you were too busy chirping. You should have gotten to work. Maybe Tom's right on this one.
Uh-oh.
Maybe Tom's right on this one. If you'd have been a little more shut your mouth, maybe you'd have had a slip.
I'm just saying, Tom Van would have thought about the yacht.
Yeah.
He would have thought about everyone with boats.
He thinks about everything.
I grew up in Orlando, so apparently I did not have a good briefing on yacht etiquette. But now I know. I know.
That does sound weird, but I mean, is that like, we're making a lot of dumb jokes and stuff, but is that seriously part of your job is going into this, and I'm being dead serious when I say this, you're going into this with the expectation of knowing that, yes, you are going to be encountering some issues because that's part of your job, and you are the buffer between, and you're good at putting out those fires and fixing the things, or you're okay with taking the abuse from a person who should have known they were going to bring a yacht they needed to slip.
I wouldn't say used to the abuse. Do I expect it? Always.
Okay, yeah, right.
After you've done this for so many years, you kind of just die inside, and then you just have to laugh at everything.
I think
bit
that's
like
every
this
job.
show.
That's every job. We are audio party planners.
Yeah.
I mean, we actually do plan parties.
Yeah.
I've
I'm dreading
heard you guys work a mean cruise.
Well,
the cruise, Tony does that.
Yeah, we don't really plan much on that one.
I like to plan a party from when you have nothing but a field and no insurance. And then you have to build it from there.
Yeah, fireworks, black guy with a bullwhip.
Yeah. So, Danielle, so speaking of planning a party or planning an event from the very beginning, do you enjoy the one-off complicated events? Because, as, Daniel mentioned, I do a lot of,
I'm not joking around. You plan a lot of parties, and it's hard.
But I do enjoy the challenge of starting from scratch.
Pulling it off, yeah. Well, then you understand cooking, then.
It's
the same thing.
We've got two events coming up that it's kind of our first time. One of them is our first time ever doing an event at this location.
Yes.
The other one is we're kind of building a show. And those I enjoy.
A live show. We're not just building a show.
Well, but we also got to plan our beer fest coming up. But because we've done it for 10 years, it's kind of it's a standard.
Well, I mean, that's what you think until you neglect it and it falls apart.
Yeah. But
it is our biggest event, too.
It is, but it's you got to send an email.
This segment's giving me anxiety.
I know. I want to abandon it.
Yeah, man.
So, Danielle, what do you enjoy?
Oh, God, we got more events this year than ever.
Do you enjoy building it from scratch or kind of doing an event and making it better than the year prior?
Yeah, I really like the building from scratch, but it really depends on the budget. I love spending other people's money. So if I have the budget to do something from scratch, it's really fun and exciting, but it's also, always it's a challenge, right? You have to think about where this event's taking place. do you have to bring in security? Do you have to be cognizant of the fact that you're at a UNESCO World Heritage Site? Do you have to accommodate, ADA in a space that was built 200 years ago?
Right.
Tom
it's
never
more
thinks
than
about
just
that.
making
Yeah. We
things
never
pretty.
think about accessibility to any of our events. It's like it's get there if you can.
He said, get to work,
Yeah,
get to
all
walk.
of our events are get there if you can, and if you can't get there
That's not our
because
fault.
we
It's
don't
not
have
my
a,
responsibility
yeah,
to provide a
exactly.
ramp.
Maybe you
Bring
should-
a friend.
He is. I have actually heard Tom
He's
say
carried Gianna off stage.
He's
no,
actually
no
said
ramps.
to people before,
Yeah.
legs don't work. Well, maybe you should have been more careful earlier in your life.
I didn't dive into shallow water in the 70s.
Yeah,
It's not my fault.
yeah. Yeah.
What is the?
I have
Yeah,
no,
and
it's fine. It's fine. I have a
No.
friend's dad, and he makes that joke all the time, and he did that. And he did that.
What is the biggest
Well, I mean,
budget?
and that's
What's the biggest budget you've had to work with?
oh God. I would say it's an event that I'm planning right now, and it's about a $300,000 budget for 2 days.
Oh man,
Yeah.
when Tom and I were working for Orlando City, and I think this is one of the reasons why we struggle with our events now. I'm serious about this, right? Because we kind of learned how to plan events by watching the marketing department at Orlando City Soccer, and our boss at the time, Teresa, would spend no lie. Because and it's probably more now, but she'd buy balloons for $10,000
Well, that's
for an MLS launch, and we'd look at that and we'd be like, "Oh my!" And it was because that's what it costs, and it would look amazing.
But that's also when I learned that businesses will charge other businesses differently, based on how much they think they can get.
Yes.
And so
1,000%.
I've seen when me and Daniel walked in and asking for prices, it was completely different than all of a sudden the corporate Orlando City walks in with their purple polos and they see that logo and then it's like, guess what? The price went up tenfold.
Yeah. The lion's share, pun intended. Yeah.
And a lot of times, if you go to a place and they find out that Sony is putting on their corporate event, that's a different rate than some unheard of T&D Medical who wants to do something.
That's actually a real thing. You got to stop saying that because it is. The more you say it, the more you legitimize it.
And then a little guy with tattoos and a flat brim and a big doofus walk in with a
Is that
disheveled,
us?
all sweating and
They're like, I think Robin Big is here, and Big is white.
and then they'll be like, they will cut you a break because they think you're
Sometimes.
small,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm not that small.
Oh,
have you
no,
noticed that?
1,000%. I mean, my least favorite words are our budget is flexible.
Yeah.
And
Now-
they're like, oh, cool. So we're going to just sell you everything and tell you have to have it.
What's the most attendees you've had to one of your events?
Oh, God. I'd say about 3,000.
That's a big
At
event.
one of them.
That's huge.
Mm-hmm.
What's the dumbest
That was a
thing?
public event.
What's the dumbest thing you've ever had to buy for a client for their event that you're like, well, okay, they wanted it?
The dumbest thing.
Or
I would say we did a really upscale event in South Florida once, and I had a client ask for a specific brand of yoga mat and a specific brand of water that was to be delivered to their room at a very specific time with the blinds closed. I'm like, okay, girl, you are doing the most.
That's ridiculous.
I like that, though.
If you ask me for that, I'd be like, no, you're not getting that. you can get whatever
Right.
water I buy. All water's the same, and all yoga mats are the same.
Jesus, this is why you're not.
I'm serious.
Yeah. Do you see the difference in Tom's events?
And if you tell me they're different, you're stupid. I will not work with you anymore.
Here's your gift bag.
Yeah. I'm just telling you the truth, and that's the universal truth. So Danielle, let me go through with you an event planner's worst nightmare because this happened to me.
Is this when we were?
Oh, now he's an event.
This is when I set up a tab for an underage camel girl we're taking photos with at Cocoa
God.
Beach.
And I guess you, as an event planner, you just have to learn your lessons, and these are the things you have to go through.
Yeah. We've had a lot of events go bad.
Yeah. So
We've had OLE, no sound. We had Spicy Harp, his wig fell off.
no, that was fine. Let's go back to OLE.
Okay.
So I, as the event planner, walked through the event with my partner Daniel.
I was the sound engineer. I blame this squarely
No,
on
no,
me,
no.
dude. I really do.
and we.
I don't put this on event planning because if there had been no audio that night, we'd have been just fine throwing a party in a horrible room.
We had the VIP, the parking. We thought we went over everything. We asked them about the sign.
The beer line wasn't
Yeah.
optimal either.
Oh, I didn't know anything about that.
Well, you should have asked. All of our listeners drink beer.
Yeah.
But we did ask about the sound, but they said, "Oh, the sound's fine."
Yeah.
You guys are just
and we're like, what did you
Oh,
say? And they're like,
no.
we said it's fine. And we're like, that's good.
Now the
Very
person,
good.
the person telling me this, didn't
Yeah.
seem like they knew anything about sound or audio engineering
The
whatsoever.
man who said it to me could barely
Good.
speak English.
Love that.
The man that could say he was a very nice man.
And
he was
in-
Haitian.
And now, in retrospect, I realize, but when we're actually the day of the event, the people are already there, and when it became obvious, the sound
Oh, it was
was
tons of people.
was so horrible that you couldn't even hear it. It was inaudible, and we were just standing backstage.
Oh,
and
chugging White Claw.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't chugging White Claw. I was chugging beers.
And
what do you
there was
do?
no fix to it.
Yeah.
So, Danielle, what do you do
Yes,
when there
great
is
question.
no fix to a huge problem? Do you just start drinking? That's what we did. We just started drinking.
Yep.
Oh,
So
she-
I always say that my memoir is going to be called The Art of the Pivot. So in that situation, you just liquor people up. You just cancel, you cut the program, and then you just pivot. You turn on some music and you start passing hors d'oeuvres and alcohol, so you can just completely distract people. I mean,
I just
we had
started
something-
beatboxing, Danielle.
Wait a
I don't
minute. Then
know.
we did the right thing.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Then we
Even
did the right
better.
thing.
I don't know.
Because-
We kept doing it. We did the show, the whole show.
The whole show.
But OLE was just handing beers to people
They
because they
were.
had one line for buying
Yeah,
beers
yeah.
and one line for taking beers. So the people figured
But
out
they
that
gave you the beer first.
right.
They gave you the beer, and
Well,
then you were supposed
No,
to
no,
pay
no. There
for
were
it.
two lines. One line was like you go through and you pay and get a ticket, and then the other line you go in and give your ticket and get a beer, or you just go over and get your beer. So people were just getting in the receiving line
Yeah.
and drinking all the beers.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. But
We did it right.
So they were
no,
drunk.
Yeah,
We
but
did it right.
no, we did, but we still did the whole show.
Yes,
we
we
didn't
did.
cut it short.
Well,
we
I
should
had
have just
nothing
played
else to
music.
do. I had nothing else to do.
We should have cut it short.
Amazing.
Played music. Tell everybody to get drunk.
Have you had to work with any celebrities or anybody like other than just corporate people?
So I haven't worked with celebrities, but I've worked with a lot of politicians, and they come with their own
Matt Gaetz.
bag of goodies. Yeah, a lot of personality there.
Oh yeah, so they like and yeah, so
See,
you're having to deal with those guys.
See, Danielle, like
Uh-huh.
you have a harder job as an event planner because your customer base,
Yeah.
they're all rich
Yeah,
and
upscale.
yeah, but
Yeah.
you're talking about people that you can't. Like I could just tell Mike B to sit down and shut up. I'm
like,
Can you? Because he won't.
I'm like, here's some checks,
Well,
Nick,
tell-
Mike B. And then he's like, I'm sorry. He's like kissing my face. I'm like, just stop kissing
Yeah,
me.
I could scream drunkenly to the crowd that everybody
You
should be
idiots.
lucky to be here. That how could you even trust that we can even put this on? It's your fault.
Yeah. You knew what this was.
Yeah. I screamed to everybody it's their fault for coming
Believing
here.
in us.
Yeah. And then they were like, yeah,
Honestly,
you know
though-
what, you're right.
Touche.
That's kind of amazing that you can just wing it like that, though. I mean, I wish I had that freedom sometimes at events.
Freedom. We're forced to do
We're
this.
shackled.
What are you talking about, freedom? I have
Yeah.
no plan B. It's either this or die.
Yeah. We're shackled by our own stupidity.
Exactly.
And it's impossible to get out of it.
I'm shackled with stupidity to a wall of ignorance. Do you understand?
So,
I mean, I think we all have our horror stories, right?
so what's one of yours? Did anything go completely wrong?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, one of my favorites is we had a really formal event on the top of a mountain, and the road to get up to the top of the mountain had very sharp switchbacks. And so we were very specific as to what size shuttle should go up those roads, right? So we have like 200 people going up this thing. And at the bottom is a gigantic steel gate that we had security to make sure it was open. We were good to go. Everybody's on walkie-talkies. Awesome. Weather's perfect. Great.
I love walkie-talkies.
The
It does
gate
give me and the other guests
I love a
feeling
walkie-talkie, too.
that you guys know what the hell
Yeah.
you're doing. I contend, had
Yeah.
we
We
have
had
walkie-talkies.
walkie-talkies at OLE, no one would even talk about it. Everybody'd been like, it was pretty darn good. Let me go walkie-talkie. Don't underestimate confidence. I'm serious.
I'll
Yeah.
put my walkie-talkie up to the microphone. Better
Can
sound.
you hear me now?
I'll talk through it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you get the one with the earpiece, makes you feel really special, and people instantly respect you. It's very strange.
So what happened with the
And you know what I learned? Because Orlando City, again, would give me the walkie-talkie. Sometimes when people ask you questions you don't know, you can go like, let me ask. Hey, and then you pretend to hold the button down, but don't. And you go like, hey, we got some people out here. They're trying to get in through this gate. I don't know what to tell them. Can you get back to me, please, Roger? You know, you do one of those. Or it doesn't matter. They don't know. We just give them an over or Roger. It doesn't matter. And then they're like, oh, he's checking. And I'll be like, hey, if I find out, I'll come right back. And then you just keep walking.
Never go back.
Yeah.
Never go back.
So what happened with the shuttle?
So this gate malfunctioned and slammed closed in the middle of this bus going through this gate. Blew out 2 of the windows. Glass all over the guests. They're in tuxes and gowns. And I'm like, oh, my God, we have to get them up here.
Did they do the move where they're like, oh, my heavens? Did they do that move where they like, my stars, what is happening?
I mean, pretty much. And I'm at the top of the mountain like, oh, my God, what do we do? I choose the insurance company instantly, and then I realize they're subcontracted, boring, whatever. I'm like, are we going to be held liable for this? And we had to get them up there. And so we just, they drove this like broken bus up to the top of the mountain. And then immediately I was like, I need all servers. We're going to pull this bus past the party so nobody can see it.
Wait, you made the servers push the broken bus?
No. We didn't make them push it. They could still drive.
Oh, okay.
But we had all the servers go with trays of champagne and food as soon as they got off.
My Pomeranian has glass in its eyes.
No. And we dealt with the bus later. We got everybody off. They joined the party, and by the end, everybody was too drunk to remember that it happened.
Nice.
So it all turned out okay, but it was really dramatic there for a minute.
Ours didn't turn out okay. I remember the look of anger in Dan Cummins' eyes as we took photos afterwards.
Never talked to him again.
Yeah, we never talked to him again.
He knew.
Yeah, it's not great.
So
it's not a great place to
I could see him with his eyes drawing a line in the sand, and he was like, "This ends today."
So Danielle, what can you make as a corporate event planner?
Well, it depends on where you work. If you go private or public, there are people that make 6 figures easily. But if you're, entry level, I would say expect to make close to 45, 50.
Sure.
But if you stick with it, you can definitely hit 6 figures. But you have to be willing to put up with a lot, and you have to be willing to assert yourself when you have to, and tell people they're wrong. And it's a lot of fine lines you have to dance.
See, that's what I'm not good at.
No, but we're good together.
Yelling at people.
No, but I specialize in yelling at people.
Daniel does.
And you specialize at being calm. And then when we come together, we make one complete human being.
Yeah.
I've always said that.
Yeah.
We always meet in the middle.
Or breaking up fights when you're in heels. You got to be.
I don't break up fights, especially of women. Especially women. I don't break up fights. I let them go until a booby falls out. Every time.
Yeah.
Well, Danielle.
Yeah, I've only had to deal with one, but.
Thank you so much for talking to us.
Yeah, we appreciate your help.
Yeah.
And also tell Shart and Randy we said hello.
Yeah.
I know Danielle is Shart and Randy's significant other.
I mean, tell him that his star still burns just as bright as it always has, and that
I always tell him that his song is my favorite.
He's in the Hall of Shark Champions, I believe.
Oh
right?
yeah.
I feel like he in the Ring of Dishonor. He's in there.
All right, Danielle.
Yeah.
It's a great source of pride.
We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Very nice. I see we have nice listeners. And then last Friday, we had listeners that visited, and they're very attractive. We have nice and attractive listeners. I knew it.
The problem with the event planner is then the day of the event is so much stress, and until about like 3/4 of the way in, really when it starts, like that's kind of when your stress ends, because at that point it's besides from putting out small fires or whatever, it is what it is.
Or flyers. Putting out flyers because you don't have enough fires.
When you once it starts, it's like, all right. Like the planning is done.
Mine is when people show up. So it's like doors open. If the doors open for one of our events and I look out and there's already people kind of doing it, I'm like, okay, we're good. But if we go doors open and it's trickling in, I get nervous.
Yeah.
I get like real nervous.
I guess we're like operating on a different level here because
it's all different now too.
Putting on a corporate business event.
COVID was a reset too. Like I would say that up until like the pandemic, our 9-year anniversary downtown and our 10-year anniversary, but specifically our 9-year anniversary, was like we like peaked.
Oh.
And then COVID, like I kind of feel like we're starting over now.
Yeah,
like we're starting over. Like it's almost like if you were an athlete and you had an injury and you have to come back and then build your way back up again. That's sort of what it feels like to me.
Yeah, I guess it's like it's swinging back and forth so much that it's like nothing for a long time, but then
now there's too much and you got to pick and choose what you
Sure.
can make.
And then because there's so much, then it's swinging back.
God, it's got to be so
regular.
Just like frustrating to be an event planner because it's not all on you. You have to depend on other people to show up on time, to bring all the stuff they promise. Because I hosted that Fair Villa thing. It happens at all events. Something's going to go wrong. It could be a small thing.
It has
but
to.
something's gonna go
has
wrong,
to. There's
and
too
you
many
have to
parts.
pivot quickly.
It's in a weird way. It's kind of what Andrea does for her job as like a scrum master, in that she can't make any of the people that she organizes do their job.
Right.
Like she can't make them program, but she can do her part. It's weird. I think it depends on the person. Like you and I maybe aren't good at it because we're like,
I mean, I kind of do it here. I have to depend on these people to call when
True.
they say they're going to call.
True.
Yeah.
But like she likes it because it's like if she gets all her stuff done, the other parts, like you have to be able to compartmentalize, right? I think the best event planners would be the ones that are like, well, I did everything I could. Everything else is out of my control. And you have to have a realistic I don't have a realistic expectation of the things that are in my control. And I have poor coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
So I start spinning out of control because I can't handle it.
It's something. Yeah.
Whereas my wife, if it's not something she controls, she's like, well, that's not even in my brain.
Right.
You're like that.
Yeah.
It's a better way of living.
I feel like if something goes wrong and it has nothing to do with me whatsoever, because I'll find a way to blame myself. Like
don't.
Everybody should. Everybody should blame themselves for everything in their entire life. And start with yourself. But if it's completely someone else's deal, it's a nothing to me. It's like I could not, control that. It's that I had nothing to do with it. But I could try to help it, but I don't feel bad that it happened. It's like weather or something,
right.
It's like
weather
there's
is
nothing
the big
you do, Like if it starts raining and ruins something, it's like that's what it is.
And that happens. Chat room, WizardCat720 says, I was a wedding planner and did convention events for 25 years. Then COVID happened. Andrea knows me. She came and chatted me one day.
They also did.
Is that Jen?
I don't know, but
Jen.
they did wedding planning at Disney, and they said they have stories. So I'm interested in that. Hit me up for a weird
at
job.
one point, I don't think I'm speaking out of turn when I say this, but at one point,
it is Jen.
Oh, it's Jen. Great, man. I'm telling you, my memory's back. Like it's firing. Andrea, I think at one point that was what she wanted to do. She like your dream job of like when I was a little boy, I wanted to be like a radio guy.
Yeah.
And I guess I accomplished that, and then like it became weird, and here we are. But Andrea, I think at one point wanted to do like wedding planning. Like she's like, I like planning, I like weddings, dream job.
Yeah, because she's so organized, she's built for it. The problem with weddings is that every wedding is someone's dream, and with that,
I don't want to touch it.
There's so many little things. A corporate event planner, at least everybody in the corporation, they just want to show up to some place and get drunk for the most part.
Yeah, make it good.
You have some like needy people, I'm sure, and then like the CEO, you got to keep happy, and some upper level. But for the most part, all the employees, they just show up, get drunk. Hey, but for a wedding, the bride, the groom, all the people in the wedding, like. If something goes off, like it ruined very emotional. You know what I'm saying?
It's the biggest day of people's lives.
And so that's
some people
harder
like
to
that
deal with.
because they can pull it off.
Yeah.
They'll get a high off of it.
Yeah, because I think if you do it like that's almost like it becomes like sports.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you mess this up, you might cry.
But
this is bad.
But you could do it perfectly, but the perfect person could be irrational.
True.
And like so.
Well, the percentage is higher. Absolutely.
You know, one tiny thing is off, and they go crazy, and you're just like, you're being irrational, you're being crazy right now.
You know what's weird though is
Don't say that to a bride.
That is a
That's what they're doing.
stereotype though that I just don't like. I think we as society, even the bridezilla thing, like I know it is a thing. I'm not saying it's not a thing, but I think that was one of the few things that like reality TV took and like exploded, and it's really not as. I think most ladies are a little more like
understanding.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I think most women, even if they're fully
it's an exaggeration.
Yeah, it's a complete exaggeration of it because I don't know one person that was like that. Not even one.
But then, like, you know, there are irrational people, and there are people that have different standards, and everything should go exact. Like, it's I equate it to like if you're doing some redoing someone's house, right? If you're a contractor, like
what a hard job.
You know,
because their vision may not match your vision. That's impossible.
Or you nitpick every like is you know they redo your kitchen and then you go and you're like, well, this cabinet is you know not exactly the width. You know, you start nitpicking everything. You're like,
I used to be a little bit more like that. I'm less like that now.
It can't all be perfect because you're doing something custom. You're doing a custom event. So a wedding is custom. Not everything is going to be exactly as your vision because your vision could be not realistic or whatever.
I think that's true. I think you're absolutely right on that. In fact, a lot of people do that with the relationships. They compare their relationship to what they think it should be, and it's like, that's not even real. That's not a real thing. You're trying to create. I mean, I guess to shoot for that is good. That's also a hard lesson to teach your kids. You know, you want them to shoot for the best, but you also have to make them understand that perfect is not really a real. It's not a real thing. You know, it's like anyway. I mean, that's a whole different conversation.
Right. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more Corporate Time.
Awesome. Okay.
Another weird job with Karen.
In 30 minutes, though. So
we
can do that
let's do Tuesday 1.
That's Wednesday, March 6th.
I know. It's like
Segment 3, because you said coming back. And then let's go back to... So that's 1 month away. We're good.
All right. Then we'll do Tuesday 1.
Oh, cheap. Yeah, BDM Matt's absolutely correct. I never did that, though. I'm glad I'm not like that. You know, I just bought a Letterman jacket. I was going to wear it today, and we would have matched. I have that my Run the Jewels Letterman jacket came in. It's awesome. It's just, I can't wear it.
Why?
It's too warm.
Oh.
It's like, it's got the pleather sleeves, and it's really well done. For like $120.
Go somewhere cold.
Amazing jacket. That's what you get for waiting a full year. I'm the king of that lately, of ordering the thing. You get in early, and then they start charging more for it, and then you bought it for the released price. You still have that jacket, don't you, EJ? You should get it, because it is the one you got from the Sugar Bowl. You should take it to a tailor and have them make sure all your stitching and everything is, you should get it, like, get some upkeep on it. Nice, dude. That's very cool, EJ. I never had a letter jacket. I did letter. I lettered in soccer and I lettered in band. And then you'd get the letter, and then you'd put the little bar. Every year you get a bar. Does anybody know? That's old man shit, isn't it? You'd get like a little metal bar that you put on your letter. That's old man shit.
Well, I was never involved in my high school, so I
Yeah,
don't
me
know
neither.
any of the stuff.
I guess out of the three of us, I was definitely the nerd for sure. What are we doing here? How long do we say?
We're just gonna
We're just going to do Tuesday one.
Tuesday one.
But keep it 30 minutes or under because we got a call at 11:30.
Yes. Do we know where we want to go here?
No, we got. So let's just do some voicemails.
Okay. We haven't done them in a minute, so let me pull those up. Okay. All right. Why don't you begin, please? Here we go. In 3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producers here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
So a couple things. This Sunday is the Food Truck Fiesta in Sanford. It's a free event, a gigantic food truck event. They do second Sundays of each month.
Yeah, lots and lots of food trucks. Basically, every cuisine you can think of represented.
Yeah. And I know if, you could check that out before the Super Bowl, and they're showing, like, I know West End is doing a Super Bowl party.
It might be kind of fun. One of the things I hate the most about the Super Bowl is the downtime during the day. So it would be more fun to go out a little early, walk around, get something to eat, have a beer, and then just get into something. And then when the game starts, I mean, whatever.
They
drive
got,
home.
well, they
or
got
whatever.
watch parties at the West End.
Yeah, just
yeah.
wander over to like an
So,
inflatable screen or wander into one of the bars or just sit in the like I don't know, to me that sounds more fun than what I'm planning on doing. I want to have a party, but Andrea said no. I was going to invite you guys over. I also want to buy a new TV, but that's a whole different we should talk about
They're
it.
giving one away at the American Legion if you go for the raffle.
Oh,
Just
what
saying.
kind?
It's
I
a
want
55 inch.
55?
No, my God, trash.
What is
Trash.
that?
They said we're giving away a huge TV.
I want 105 or nothing.
Oh, 105?
105.
Oh, hold
Wow.
on. I've seen the 90s.
I know. 90s trash.
Oh, what's a 105?
I want a little Danny 105. 105 inches of glory. Right
How much is that? What's
I
a
don't know.
105?
I haven't even priced it yet.
Because I saw a 90. Joey was right. They sell 90s now, like cheap brands, for like $9.99. So right at like $1,000,
Yeah.
we can get a 90.
And I want a 90.
That is
I want a 105.
that's a 105 is going to be like $4,000.
$4,000.
Yeah, I think they jump up because like
Okay, here's an 80. I'm on Amazon.
Okay.
100 inch high sense 100 inch is $4,000.
Yeah.
I want a 105.
No, just get the 90 for
No,
$1,000.
I already
Yeah.
have an 80. I have like an 82.
No, you
Or
have
an
you have a smaller TV
What do
than
you
me.
have? What do you got?
I got a 75. You got a
I got
72.
a 70. I got a 72.
So, yeah. So just get the 90. Because the
I wanted to go triple digits.
but then you're gonna be upset because this is what happened to me.
Well, then
First-
then all the 105s are going to come out like in the next year, and then I'm going to be sitting there with a 90 wanting a 105.
Yeah, but then when those 105, the problem is that you're gonna pay $4,000 for a 105, and then in 2 years it's gonna be $1,000. You know, so like it's too much. That's what Crystal did with my 75. She paid like $2,800 or something, and you can get a 75-inch TV for $600 now, or
God, you
$500.
can get a 50 inch for
50?
$299.
No,
No, I'm just going
that's
price.
nothing.
No, but I'm just saying, if you were a
I know.
homeless person,
Yeah.
I feel like you could spend $299 of begging.
Where are you
all
gonna
day.
plug it in?
I know for a fact that I can work really hard as a homeless person, get $299, order it to wherever, plug it in, use HD antenna, watch the Super Bowl.
Hey, Roxycon's better than
Nobody's getting Roxy's anymore.
No.
Someone is.
They're not.
They're getting some straight up Oxy.
Yeah, they're out there.
Yeah, it's floating around.
They changed the way they look, though, right?
It's harder.
Yeah, I bet they look different.
Anyway, so let me tell you about this.
Oh,
just
no.
thought of it.
Whenever you start like that, God damn, these 98-inch TVs are like $10,000.
But the 90s are $1,000. I'm telling you, like you can get a 90 Westinghouse or some sort of off-brand
Piece of crap.
Anyway,
Keep going.
So last night I had to swim for my first time.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
With greasers? Or
No.
Oh.
How dare you?
Did your wife
She's
put the
Coach
kibosh on-
Simone to me.
Yeah.
And-
Make me moan, Coach
No,
Simone.
come on.
She said when she leaves voicemails, you told her to say that she was big old greaser.
No,
Yeah.
I did not say that.
Yeah.
So I'm business only.
She's a business in the pool, greasing the streets or greasing the sheets or what is? How does it go?
That I'm training with her on Friday, but
Does she wear a
Alright,
one piece
fun
or two?
Friday.
So I went to Crystal got this gym membership.
So you cheat on your wife while your wife's in the gym? That is insulting.
No.
That's a double middle fingers. Right?
Apparently
She's going to the gym to try and better herself, and you're cheating on her in your pool?
Did you know
Jesus.
LA Fitness turned into Esporta?
Not all of them.
Oh, okay.
Esporta.
all
Oh,
right.
are you going to Curves now? Are you going to Curves?
No,
I
no.
go to Curves.
You go to Esporta?
You know why I like
Yeah.
Curves? Number one reason I like Curves and why I work at a Curves, they frosted the glass so nobody can peek in there and see me on my bike. I like the frosted glass. I like my privacy.
I think it's LA Fitness in Winter Park, Esporta and Casa Rio.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they know.
They do know.
They're like, this looks like a Esporta kind of
yeah,
town.
when you walk in, they hand you a hopina as you go.
Anyway,
Is that Champ Cola?
so
I love Champ Cola for the record.
I did some working out,
Did
and then I met with Crystal in the pool area.
Oh, you met in the pool.
And because Crystal was doing some bike or whatever.
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
so
Dismissive of the bike. You have to do that too.
yeah, but I do mine for real.
For real.
Yeah.
Crystal's she goes in the upright machine like it's for
it's
grannies.
nothing. What are you doing?
Anyway, so so I have to get changed in the locker room. I haven't been to a men's locker room in a while.
Oh my God! Did you get bullied by all the
No.
normal men there?
No, but I saw all the.
What's it
of
like in an Esporta locker room?
Bunch of big Latin ding dongs. I bet you
No.
because Latin guys, especially Latin grandpas, they'll take their pants off anywhere.
Okay, well, you brought it up because
Sam laughed because she knows I'm right.
it's the stereotype that we've said for years
Yeah,
that I
Latin
thought
grandpa.
maybe doesn't exist anymore.
Grandpas pull their ding dongs out at gyms.
Not
Yeah, because at that point you don't care, right?
Yeah, but not even but walk around
Yes,
nude.
they do stuff. Sometimes they have boom boxes
Yeah.
where they play old big band music.
Like I understand you go.
Seriously, there used to be one in my gym. He'd play big band music while he was using the hair dryer to blow his pubes dry.
Sounds like you're at my house after my husband gets out of the shower.
So it just
This guy was like in his 70s.
like it's fine. Like we all get nude in the changing area.
Have a little
It's-
modesty, Javier.
But
When you had to change for like PE in school, did you just change in front of everyone, or did you go in the bathroom stalls?
I
No, I
changed
changed
in
in
front.
front.
But
But
I
I
changed
did-
in front of everybody.
but I
just
wear my boxers. I didn't.
See, girls had to like switch out like regular bras and sports bras.
Yeah. If I had to switch off my underwear and take off sweaty ones and put on clean ones, I would just do it. I just wouldn't make a big. I would just do it
Yeah.
quick. Nobody's looking at it, dude.
I never changed my underwear in school. Like, I just
You also wear socks the second
yeah,
day. It
so
checks
that
out.
doesn't. Yeah, that doesn't
Andrea
surprise
asked me
anyone.
this
who
morning-
changes their underwear?
Andrea-
You get all sweaty.
If you're wearing
No.
sweaty underwear,
Yeah,
you
that
bring
dries.
a pair of.
No, you don't just wear.
Dude, in
So
gym
you're going to
class,
like fourth period and you got
then-
sweaty.
Oh yeah.
Then what's
panties?
the point
Oh.
of gym clothes?
I don't change those either. I just leave those in
He
my.
does work out in the clothes that he wears here, so it
Jesus
doesn't
Christ,
really
dude.
surprise me.
Really?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
what
you're
every
the
kid
stinky
did.
kid.
No.
Only the nerds change their underwear.
I mean, I thought you were supposed to do that.
We had to change.
No.
Your gym clothes, you wear them 2 days, they smell like ass.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I want to wash them. I just keep forgetting. And then
Michael
I just
McDonald.
you
yeah,
were the stinky
yeah. It was the
kid.
Michael
I just-
McDonald in gym class. I keep forgetting.
sprayed my shorts with my
Deodorant?
Yeah,
Oh my
aerosol
God.
deodorant.
Oh my
Axe.
God.
Anyway, so
Gross.
there was a saggy ass old man walking around nude
Yeah.
in the
That's
gym.
me.
Did you whip his ass with a towel?
No,
No.
I wear what do you call them, briefs, and I have the bulldog saggy ass in my briefs.
No, but he's walking.
Why do they make the brief's ass so big?
It's just a problem.
Yeah.
Just
They-
make it smaller.
It's poor materials,
And
cotton.
But you can use less material.
No,
Save money.
If this old man were wearing the underwear you wear, he wouldn't have had a saggy ass, but he probably had big old Fruit of the Looms like I wear.
No. He was a real old man. Like he's in his 70s, late 70s.
Yeah.
You
We
know
used to
what
have
I'm
a guy at the Valley named Mario that would walk around in his saggy underwear and dry his pubes off with a hair dryer that was on the wall.
And like as he's wandering around nude, completely nude,
Yeah.
and then he's wandering into the sauna, going walk back
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever. And then I'm just like,
He knows what he's doing.
you know, with the door, I'm just like, you can't just. I don't care, but it's
Seems like you do.
why?
I agree with you.
It's just you can't wear a towel.
Why does the modesty go away?
I don't know.
It does.
I feel like if I'm 70 years old, I'm gonna not be walking around with the sag ass nude around the gym.
I won't be either.
I'll just put a towel on.
Yeah, it's easy.
You know, like I'll wrap a towel.
I'm not
gonna
make
a
big. I'm with you. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it, but I'm gonna.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's just like respect. That's why, and I hate to say this, but I do think, and I've always thought this. I think when old men do that, they sort of prey on people that aren't going to say anything to them. And I do think it's a low-key, into-your-life power move. I think it's a low-key power move.
Now, but here's where I go back on what I'm saying is that when I was with the Orlando Predators and then it's a sports atmosphere, then it's considered weak to be modest.
See, that's kind of what I think in general is like in the locker room, anything goes. I kind of find it weird that you're so shocked that people walk around naked like nonchalantly in a locker room. That's where you're supposed to walk
well,
around.
there's no team.
But it's only the
strangers.
old people.
Yeah, it is only the old people.
They don't give a damn anymore.
Yeah, I think it is a lot of that.
Young people are too sensitive. Although I feel like there's also a change. I think it's in the middle where people are like sensitive about nudity.
I don't see
real young people don't care. Real old people don't care.
And I don't see any really young people that wear like pastels and have stick and poke tattoos at gyms. I don't think they're there.
But then the young people never, and the stereotype has never been since we first started joking around about this, is that it's not young people walking around; it's the old people.
It's always old men.
And
yes.
no, and again, all the young people, we all get nude in our area and change, but we're just not walking in and out of the steam room around the locker room.
I'll give you another one I don't
like
do.
We're washing our hands, we're completely nude.
Yeah,
and
I don't do
like,
that. You're right. I will totally agree with you on this one. I'll give you another one I don't do. That's weird, and you tell me if you do this. And Sam, I'd like your opinion too. If I'm in there and I do have to change my clothes, and let's say I'm switching my underwear, if I do have to sit down, I put a towel down. I don't sit my bare ass on the wood.
Oh.
I don't sit my bare ass on the wood. That's disgusting,
no.
dude.
Yeah,
okay, I did that yesterday.
You're gross.
Well, that's not helpful.
He is. He just said he doesn't change his underwear. He doesn't change his workout clothes, and he sits his bare ass on.
No, you shouldn't do that.
Wood.
Yeah.
He's gross.
Now,
I
understand that
forgot to
toilet
tell you,
seat,
I don't really respect anybody around me.
I know it doesn't make sense because toilet seats, everybody's putting their bare ass on it, and I'm just going to put my bare ass on it. I get it.
You don't wipe it down?
I don't. No, I put a towel on it because people put their shoes on it, like, and your shoes have been walking through everything.
I also don't wipe down
the gym equipment.
I know you didn't wipe down anything.
This man.
After you use it?
Yeah. Oh, you leave the sweat ass?
That's intentional, D-head.
You leave the sweat
See,
ass?
we're gonna have to
I'm
start.
not even sweating.
Not at all?
You're not sweating, then you're not working out.
Oh, no, she's going out. This is becoming an attack.
You want to see me work out?
Rip your shirt off. Rip your shirt off. Get naked. Like an old man in one other room. You have to get naked.
Right on. Look at my sag ass.
Look at my sag ass while I work out. I'll play the jazz music. It's a power move.
I know. I hate the gym. I don't even want to be there.
He does. I
Just
wonder.
work out at home, then.
Did you hear his? No, you weren't here.
have a pool.
One morning.
You have a pool.
Well, too cold.
Sam.
Too much of a.
Sam.
Everything he's got to goddamn excuse.
One morning, he said, this wasn't even on the air. It was just me and him talking in the morning, like while I'm drinking my Mountain Dew, and you went on and on about how much you hate the gym. And it's terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're
I
right.
I just don't like the
gym,
public gym.
I don't either, yeah.
Anyway.
Curves. Frosted glass.
And
Or
better.
build one at your house.
It's better.
And then
or go to Ross's. He's a personal trainer now.
You could go to Ross's gym.
he's not a personal trainer.
He's got an online certificate. I
that's
saw
nothing.
it.
So Daniel's got an online certificate to marry people.
He married people.
I've
though.
actually married people.
Yeah.
No, yeah, but that's nothing.
You know what's funny? And I want it to stay
All
like this.
that's
You know, like
nothing.
when you have you're like, when you've never done something and you're like, and I want it to stay that way. I have only married one person, and it was a gay guy, and he got divorced, and now he's straight.
Yeah, that doesn't count then.
I think it's awesome.
Is he straight or is he bi?
I think he's straight.
No, he's a little gay.
Yeah, like if you married a dude.
He didn't even say that.
Whatever he says. Whatever you
yeah.
say you are. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway. Also I swam. I can't swim.
I swam. I can't
real
swim.
bad at it.
Let's get a couple of.
Well, you did lose to EJ.
Nah, I know,
Let's get a couple of
I don't know why I
updates.
was so
Confident?
How's your cap?
Is
You
the
Didn't swim with
tide
cap.
finally changing where your confidence is going to maybe, even out a little bit?
It's not my confidence.
Are you
is,
being humbled at all?
Yeah, oh yeah, my confidence is lower than ever.
This is great
But-
because Dan
Great.
says his is too. So now I'm working with two
Low
guys that
confidence.
have
No,
no
but wait.
confidence.
Yeah, yeah,
But
low
wait.
confidence, low testosterone over here.
Yeah, but wait until like 6 months from now if I actually do this triathlon.
Oh,
thing.
yeah. He'll be walking around with full erection all the time.
Oh, now it's if I actually do this.
No,
triathlon.
I'll do it unless something happens. I'm pretty
He's
confident.
hoping he gets
He's going to
catastrophic.
have an injury right
Yeah, he's
before.
hoping for a catastrophic injury.
But wait until after the confidence
yeah.
will reach the peak.
He said he was going to cut his hair like a mohawk.
It will be bigger than
I
ever.
want you to
and
become-
then I will say that I can do anything.
I want you to cut your hair tiny flat top mohawk and be Castleberry's Chuck Liddell. Be ripped, angry all the time.
Have you seen Chuck Liddell recently?
Lately, I haven't.
I saw a meme recently. He got
How's
fat.
He,
He got fat.
well,
Is it real though?
I don't know.
Should I look it up?
I know. I saw. Well, he showed up on my TikTok feed. First, he was kicking some douche bro at a party, because the guy was like, "Kick me in my leg," and and then he was like, got up and then he kicked him.
He's got a little keg belly.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's like, he's a little doughy.
But
Aren't we all?
some meme.
Yeah, there he is.
Yeah, some meme of him. His shirt got a little tight. He's not keeping up his ripped.
Well, all he would need to
physique.
do there is just buy a better shirt. You know what I mean? Like, it's funny that people will wear stuff that's that.
Yeah.
You didn't need to wear that.
And who am I? My shirt would be a little tight. I got a beer belly
Yeah,
a
that's
little
what
bit.
you have.
So and he's got to be in his
He looks
late
fine.
40s or
He's
early
in better
50s,
shape
right?
than me, so
Oh
whatever.
yeah. It's just that's what sucks about celebrities or any athlete is that look at Russell Crowe. He's the example of getting the worst of it. Like he used to be Gladiator, and now he's Big Fat Crow.
Look at
what's-
JTT. He melted.
You know what sucks is, though? Ever since I saw that movie on a plane where old Russell Crowe plays a private investigator and he's fat.
Oh yeah, the buddy cop.
Yeah,
with
it's a
him
great
and
movie. I forget the
Gosling.
name.
Nice Guys?
Yeah,
Nice
guy.
Guys.
good,
That's
yeah.
a good ass movie, and I
Yeah.
watched that and I was like, you were supposed to look like that. That's you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like I was like, so now when I see muscly or like better shape Russell Crowe, I'm like, I don't like it. When I see him in his
Big
like,
Fat Crow.
but I don't even think it's big fat. It's just normal. I'm like, there he is. That's the guy I like. It's
Well,
weird.
comparatively to Gladiator.
Comparatively,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's what sucks. It's like everybody's like, look how thin and muscular you were in your 20s. And it's like, well, now I'm in my late 40s, and that's life.
That's the way it goes.
But the public will always compare you to your 23-year-old self when you're in the best shape.
Yeah.
That's why I went backwards. I was the fattest I was in my 20s. And
I think I am in
I
better.
think in your 30s, right? Not in your 20s.
Probably in your 30s.
Yeah, I was 30s.
The fattest I was my 30s, for sure, because I was drinking the most and the most scared and starting this company. And now I'm starting to, pull back and get healthy again over the last couple of years, I'd say.
Yeah. But it's once you get into your middle age, everything becomes hard.
What's middle age for you, though?
And
40's
for
middle
everybody,
age,
it's
yeah.
40s.
Yeah.
Everybody's middle age is probably 35, because you're.
Well, I mean, not to bring it up, but it's recent news. But I mean, Toby Keith died at what, 62?
62.
That's not old.
of cancer. Yeah, but you're even the.
For some reason, I thought he was younger, though. I don't know why.
The human mean age for males is like 74. So that's worldwide.
Right.
Maybe Americans have 75 or whatever, but that's like, so you're the mean is 75, so half of that is your middle age. People want to keep pushing back, like, oh, my middle age is in my 50s. Like, no, it ain't.
Yeah.
No, it ain't.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the end
We'll
of your
see.
middle age.
Yeah.
But you should treat your middle age 35.
Want to do a voicemail? We got a little bit of time here.
Yep.
I can play a couple here. Let's try this guy here.
Dear Abby, I have an etiquette question. There's someone new at my work, apparently, that after they take their big old morning deuce, wants to close the door behind them instead of leaving the door open. Mind you, it's not like a small office, it's like a big area. So my question is, after you take a big stinky morning deuce, do you close the door behind you so that the next person that walks in is trapped in the gas chamber? Or do you leave the door open and let that bad boy air out?
Okay, I can go first because
Okay.
I brought something from home that I have implemented into the studio bathroom, and I've been using it. And as far as I know, I'm the only person that uses it.
Yeah.
But I brought fancy matches.
I saw those matches.
Yeah.
Now, I was going to use one.
work.
And then I couldn't figure out.
Under the bottom.
Oh, the bottom
The
is
bottom.
the strike.
You didn't look at all. You literally didn't try anything.
Well,
You didn't even look around.
I'm like, Daniel put all his matches in a tiny little fairy glass.
I did. They're fairy matches.
Yeah.
They're for pooping. They're pooping matches.
And then I looked at it. I was like, well, how do you strike it? Is it one of those like strike
So with your
anywhere
teeth like a
matches?
cowboy, right off the top of your teeth.
And then I gave up. This is all in 30 seconds.
So I put matches in this. So what
Yeah.
I personally like to do, because it'll waft out. I don't think that's the correct play. So I think it's you go, you match.
Well, you have that fan in there,
You
but it
turn the
doesn't
fan
really
on.
do anything.
I don't think it's connected to anything. In fact, I still think it blows turds into
it
here.
probably.
No,
yeah,
well,
you're right.
no. Remember, we fixed that.
I still think it's. I think Brackett did. I think he got up there. He does what most people. He looked around. He's like, "I
Now it
fixed
goes into our upstairs neighbors'
Remember when
bathroom.
it used to just blow
It
into,
comes up through their tub.
into
Yeah.
the drop ceiling? So
Stunk.
every time someone deuced it up, it blowed into the
Yeah.
drop ceiling. It
So there are doo-doo particles just flying everywhere. That's why we had doo-doo flies in here.
Yeah.
stunk our ceiling up.
So now I do match, but then I turn fan on. Then I shut the door. And I let the match stay in there with the fan on.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I hope through a series of like 15 minutes of that, it'll be.
Yeah, you
better.
can't leave the door open for the
No.
doo-doo particles to go out into
No.
the common area.
Plus, it gets hotter in there too.
Yeah, like
You can tell a temperature. It's like when you're walking through water in the ocean and you feel warm. You feel a warm patch.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel about with doo-doo air. It's like you'll be walking, and then it's hot, and you're like, somebody's been sitting in there for a minute. You know, they're like a crime has been committed here or something.
Yeah, and then also the people that feel comfortable enough to go at work all the time.
But we have to. What am I supposed to do?
Well, I understand if it's a medical.
I try to get it
or
done
an
before you guys
emergency.
get here. Before you
It's
guys
not
get here.
medical. It's just a bodily function that has to happen, right?
Well, not
There's
necessarily.
the adult.
Yeah.
there's
no,
the
I-
It's
adult.
like if it's
here.
an emergency.
I'm high
it's like-
fiving
Yeah.
you. There's the adult. Well
Yeah.
done.
I mean, you could walk to Publix.
I've thought
No.
about it. If it's going to be really bad, I have, and I'll never tell you guys, and I've done
Well,
that
you
before.
could go home. You're pretty damn close.
Andrea doesn't want that. And I don't
You
want to
live
see.
there.
I don't
You
want to
poop
see.
there
No,
every
I don't
other
want to see
time.
Dansby either, because then I won't want to leave because I love him so much.
Remember
I love
what-
that dog.
oh, if I lived this close to work,
I want to
would
bring
just
him.
go
I
home.
want to bring him over here all the time.
Remember when Butler used to call me out when I go to the Publix bathroom?
Yeah.
Where
He's going to take a diarrhea.
He'd call you out about everything. You
It was
guys
the-
were like
Yeah.
little brothers.
It was the best thing he ever did.
I
miss
get
it.
so mad
I
at
miss
this.
it.
Like if your boss is walking to Publix with you and then he peels off left to head towards the bathroom and you think to yourself, well, like the boss
Where
is
you
going
going,
Just
You gotta go deuce it up.
Just let
He
him
would call you out at Publix
No, I
in
just-
front of the
I
manager.
I know. And then I get so mad, not because he did it, but because he knew he didn't know better not to. Or like, why did he do it?
I don't
Anyway,
know.
all right, we'll take a break. We'll be right back with more on Corporate Time.
Let me pee real fast. That's funny. That was a funny segment. Where's that go?
That's Tuesday,
Tuesday
1.
one.
Day one. That's today.
Yeah, it is today.
Hey.
We got Karen on line 2.
Use the restroom real fast.
You don't want to talk to the chat today?
I,
After Melissa made fun of you in that video?
I can't see the chat.
Oh.
I can only see there's a lot of windows.
If you
up.
guys have questions for Tom, get him in quick before we
We gotta get a bigger TV
Go to
in
this
here.
weird job. Get that 90-incher or whatever the hell.
Yeah. Well,
How big do you think that one is?
that's only like a 42.
I can get you a 55 at the American Legion.
We could put a 60 up there.
There'd probably be some TV sales after the Super Bowl, right? People return them. Do people still do that?
Oh yeah, but
And then it's an open box sale. You can get those at Best Buy open box sales.
I wonder if the word is out, and because I know that a lot of times they don't let you return.
Mm-hmm.
They have policies where like you can't return this after the Super Bowl, something like that. But I don't know how they'd stop that.
Karen, can you hear us okay?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Hey, thanks so much for doing this. We appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me.
All righty, hold on one second, and you know how this goes, so we'll get moved.
She's not a listener.
Oh,
so
you're
she
not a
doesn't.
listener, so
No.
you don't know how this goes. We'll do
I
like
don't know how it
we'll
goes.
do like a little intro deal, and then obviously you'll hear us give you an intro, and then we'll pull you up, and then we'll just ask you some questions about your job.
Okay, that sounds great.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you so much. Hold on.
Yeah, just a heads up. The lady that we're talking to, she runs the co-op with a listener's husband, but he was supposed to be talking to us today, and he can't, so she's just taking his place.
Okay.
So
Oh,
she
no
has not
worries.
listened to the
no
show.
worries.
so.
No worries at all. We got it. Professionals.
Karen.
Professionals. All right, here we go. Would you like to go?
Yeah.
3, 2.
Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producers here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
The Food Truck Fiesta is this Sunday, February 11th in Sanford. Also, if you want to book our Tom and Dan cruise happening in September, you can go to tomanddandcruise2024.com. And
I'm excited about that, man.
Yeah.
It's going to be good.
going to the Bahamas, also their private island that has a water park on
Brand
there.
new boat, the MSC Seashore. We've never been on it before. I'm super excited because just on appearances, it's like a super modern boat. Like it looks super
gigantic.
fancy, and it is like brand new. I believe they're an Italian company. I've never been on this before. So yeah, anything that's new, I'm excited to get on there and tear it up.
And when you go on the Tom and Dan cruise, we meet the first day. You'll get your T-shirt and your lanyard with all the activities. We have private events on that particular cruise, but you can enjoy, obviously, the cruise. That has a ton to offer itself. But with the Tom and Dan cruise, you get the free drink package and the Wi-Fi. And I know inside cabins are starting at like around $1,000. So it's a super value for all that you get.
Yeah.
Like that unlimited drink package. If you like to party a little bit.
Once you have that and Wi-Fi, you've basically made money, especially if you've cruised before. I mean, I had a bill one time that was slid under my door for drinking, and it was $800.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know how I was going to pay that. And
yeah, it can rack up if you don't, but with the drink package,
Yeah.
and that includes soda. So if you bring your family, like I'm bringing my family, and there's other BDMs that are bringing their family, and
I'm bringing somebody else's family.
Some of Miami friends are coming with their families.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Are we going to get the Grizz bumping and grinding on the dance floor again?
You might. Grizz light. Maybe Grizz with his boys entering a family fun pugil stick fight on the Lido.
I know Porno Joe is coming.
Nice.
Pudge is coming.
Oh, finally,
is
the
it
white
bringing
whale.
Pudge Jr.?
I believe Turkey Leg's coming.
We got to
Nice.
get Pudge on the cruise cast, right?
Oh,
'Cause
without a
we've
doubt.
never had him on the show.
Without a doubt.
Yeah,
we
we
can
can
do
bring
that.
him up,
We can do that. He's
yeah.
funny. He's funny, but
I can't wait to
but
meet
he's
Pudge.
also grumpy. He'll get you.
He's a real man,
Yeah,
elevator
he's
mechanic.
he's a real man. He's a real man.
All right, let's do some weird job.
Tom wanted to do a bit. He called it Weird Job Wednesday. Dan really likes it. Tom says that's bullshit. It's another Weird Job Wednesday. What are you doing? What is your job? Are you neat? Are you tidy? Or are you a fat slob? Do you make lots of money and you sit up in your tower looking down on all the people who are working by the hour? It's a Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday.
Oh yes, it's Weird Job Wednesday. Just another Weird Job Wednesday. Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Weird Job Wednesday brought to you by the Current Seafood Counter right there in College Park. If you want some delicious seafood, maybe some craft beer, check out the Current.
Yeah. They got liquor drinks, and they do this cool thing where they have like all the mixers, and then they have like a gun with different sodas. So you do like kind of like a mix and match sort of a thing. Maisie likes the garlic peel and eat shrimp, phenomenal. The grouper sandwich is so good that it makes people that I know curse.
Yeah,
it's so good.
Black and mahi sandwich, the lobster rolls,
get some Old Bay French fries, some hush puppies.
Yep.
It's just like if you like that like sort of like seafood vibe, and you just want to like a really laid back, great little seafood restaurant, the Current is my spot. I love it.
Yep, the Current Seafood Counter. We've got Karen on the line. How you doing, Karen?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good.
Good. Thanks so much for taking the time and being on Weird Job Wednesday.
Karen, this is totally off topic, and I know you're not a listener, so don't take any offense to this. But were you bummed out when the whole Karen name started being used?
Become an insult.
That's a good question.
As an insult, because my boys now use like, is she being a Karen?
Yeah,
as,
it's a thing.
Yeah, a verb for someone.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish they would have picked a different name, but, you know, it is what it is.
Oh, I mean, it's like it does stink. I mean, like also like Chads and Stans. You know, like that's another one.
But Karen got the worst.
It did get the worst.
Karen got the worst reputation.
Yeah.
And now, second question: do you ever find yourself being a Karen?
And then you go,
and
I'm
then,
being me.
and then laugh, and then say maybe it is the name.
Yeah.
No, I'm not a Karen. I'm a Karen, but I'm not a Karen.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Okay, all right.
You know, you could say I'm a caring Karen.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. I might try that next
That's all
time.
you. That's all you.
So, Karen, what is your job?
Well, since you were just talking about the cruises, I will tell you that I was originally a teacher of the deaf for like 20 years. And then I moved into, I was designing sign language jewelry, and then I was designing other jewelry, and I sold my jewelry as a visiting artist on cruise ships for 13 years. So when you were talking about the cruises you've got coming up, I was excited about that. But what I'm doing now is I am one of the partners in a brand new art gallery, a co-op gallery that's opening in DeLand, and it's called Artworks DeLand. It's very exciting. It's we have 30 local artists, a variety of mediums that people work in, and we have been working fast and furiously, changing this 1875 commercial building, oldest building in DeLand, into a beautiful modern art gallery. And
now, is that what was that building originally, if you don't mind me asking? Was that the old Trinity United Methodist Church? No, that's the one they're making into apartments.
Yes, right, exactly. No, this is right downtown. We are right on West Indiana.
Oh, I know. I know where you're at.
We are next to Half Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're next to the Half Wall restaurant, and we're right up from the Athens Theater. So
very cool, man.
I don't know what it was originally, but it's the oldest. We're the oldest commercial building in DeLand because there was a fire, like in the late 1800s that wiped out all the other buildings, but this is the only one that was saved.
Whoa.
And it's just a beautiful, beautiful spot. We have an ideal location because West Indiana is where all the events happen. And in fact, this Saturday, when we are having our soft opening, it's right during our DeLand's much loved Mardi Gras dog parade.
Oh, Mardi Paws.
That is taking place. Yeah, that's taking place Saturday, and we are going to be open Saturday. So we'll be open actually six days a week. We'll be closed on Mondays.
We had a very good friend of the show that used to take his pee-pee dogs out to the Mardi Paws dog parade and sit out there.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. So
yes, everybody comes, brings their dogs in the parade. It's quite the event. And there will be a lot going on West Indiana. The parade will go down Woodland, but we're right around the corner from Woodland, and we have a great location, so it's fun. We'll have a ringside seat for everything that's going on, but we'll also have artists out front painting, so it'll be really an exciting day for sure.
So, Karen, a co-op or co-op art studio, explain how that works business-wise.
Okay. Well, we have investors and a board, and we operate the business. We're an LLC, but we are functioning as a co-op, and we have 30 artists who've been juried in, and they each will essentially rent a space and display their own art, and then the gallery collects a small commission from each piece of art that's sold, and we are very fast and furiously promoting all of our artists. We're really there. We really set this up in order to give local artists a really nice presence in town all year round. I know a lot of artists participate in local art shows and that type of thing, but this will be a permanent location for them. So it's just exciting to see it's come together very, very quickly. Jason Perotti, who's one of your listeners, as is his wife, Tracy, and he's kind of the brainchild of this whole thing, and he has done an incredible amount of work to get this done.
Nice.
And I'm kind of his partner in crime, and so I've been doing a lot of the things that Jason doesn't have the time to do, and we've got a great team of people supporting us and working behind the scenes to pull this all together, and we've only pulled this all together in less than 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So
crazy.
it's an exciting thing.
When you have to, jury these artists and you have 30 that are selected, does that mean that there are some that just don't fit, or like is that the most difficult part of this? Is that maybe there are going to be some because art is subjective. There's going to be some stuff that maybe doesn't fit the space, or maybe it's too like what are the parameters of that, and how do you decide who can be a part of it? Because I know that's probably got to be a hard job, right?
Yes, it was very difficult. I did serve on the selection committee, and it was difficult. But we are looking for people who have the time. Cause part of the responsibility of being in a co-op is that you have to work in the co-op 2 days a month. We're not going to have any employees. We're keeping our overhead as low as possible. So 2 people each day will be working in the gallery. And so people have to have the time to do that. They have to have enough artwork to continually curate their spaces, keep them fresh and new. And some people's work just didn't seem to fit in, although we had so many wonderful artists who submitted their work that we actually have a waiting list already. And we have people who are submitting applications like someone just did today. So
like you'll have somebody drop out, right? Like out of the 30, there's got to be at least one person that you're like, hey, old Billy hasn't done his 2 days this month, beat it. We got to get somebody in here that can work.
We'll just see how it goes. I'm sure that there will be some kind of someone will decide that this maybe isn't a good fit for them. Someone else may have to move or whatever.
Sure.
So it's going to work. But I think it's going to work, and everyone is right now just so excited that we're going to be able to open so quickly. We've had quite the buzz going on social media, and we are Artworks DeLand on Facebook and on Instagram. We have a great marketing team, and we've had
awesome
mentions in articles and pictures in local publications, which is really, really helping us. And just people in general in town are very, very excited about this gallery coming to town.
So
we have even a GoFundMe. We have
nice.
GoFundMe, and people have been generously donating to that, and that has helped us as well. So it's quite an exciting.
It sounds like it. Yeah, it sounds like it's also
venture. Yeah,
coming together, quicker maybe than you thought, but that's probably part of the fun. Yeah, Tom. Question for.
So, Karen, essentially, you start an art gallery, and then all local artists pay to be in the art gallery to expose their art to potential customers who would want to buy the art. And then
in a right-minded space.
And then you, as the art gallery, promote the gallery to get customers in there to wander around and potentially buy one of your clients.
And then you get a percentage of the painting, the sculpture,
and the rentals. And then so that's essentially the business part. What's the, like down the line, I assume that the hardest part is continuing to get artists to be involved in the gallery, because I imagine some like move on, some start to, and like how do you do that down the road?
Well, I don't anticipate that as being much of a problem. I would say about 6 or 7 weeks ago, when we were just in the infancy of this plan and this idea, the gal who is Melinda Cummings, who is the president of our board, someone raised that, and she said, "I'm really confident that when it comes time to open, we're not only going to have all of our 30 spaces filled, but we're going to have a waiting list." And we do. We're filled. We have a waiting list, and there are people have been stopping by because they've been seeing stuff going on. We've now got our name on the windows, and people can see that it's an art gallery. And we just last night had 2 people stop in who are artists and said, "Oh my gosh, how do I get into this?" And we're just directing people to our website, which is just artworksdeland.com.
It reminds me a
and
lot
they
of
can get all of the information.
It reminds me of, not to cut you off, it reminds me a lot of these like co-op gardens that we have here in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know people that have been on waiting lists to try and get a plot for years. Like they can't because there's not enough, especially the ones that are coveted or closer to you or whatever. So I can see where maybe, getting your art in an actual gallery. Yeah, I could see where people might want to, get on
then
that.
I'll just make more space. We'll put your art on the floor, on the ceiling.
Well,
I'll fill it up.
He's speaking like a businessman. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
we got P.T. Barnum of art over here.
Like I'm putting up a tent outside. We'll all comers. I'll sell you anything.
Exactly.
So,
well, we have in the plan. We actually have a large space in the front of the gallery that is not space that the gallery artists are renting, and it's a big shared space. And we will be inviting some of the local art groups to have just essentially rent that space for a month and have an exhibit of their own artists. And we have 2 art groups who have already contacted us interested in doing that. So we will be giving kind of a venue for other artists as well. And so some of the ones who will be on the waiting list are probably members of some of those artist groups, so they will have an opportunity to be displaying as well. So we're trying to make this accessible to as many local artists as we can.
Karen, I have some business advice for you that I just thought of.
She didn't ask for that.
Listen,
If you don't want it, I'll just absorb it for you, and I'll type it up and send it to you in an email later.
And this comes from personal experience, because when me and my wife are walking around some city, right? This happens in St. Augustine a lot with us.
That's more of a town, but I'll go with it.
We're walking around, and then we see an art gallery, and then we're like, "Ooh, art gallery,
fancy!"
Yeah, it's just an airbrushed dead shark.
And then we wander in the art gallery, and then we don't know what the hell we're doing because we're not fancy and we're trash. So,
do you have any African art?
we wander around and we pretend like we're admiring.
This one really speaks to me.
Yeah, the paintings, but really we're just looking at the price, and we're like, "Oh my God, this is $1,100."
Can you believe people pay this much?
You're wasting everyone's time, Tom.
And then a person that works there will wander up to us, and then they'll start telling us about
you're here to clean the paintings. So glad you're here. Where's your dust rags?
And then we'll pretend like we're talking about the paintings, like we're maybe interested, and then the person will talk to us.
So you're
about
wasting the person's time.
And then sometimes they'll bring us into some sort of room.
Oh yeah, you get the champagne. They give you the champagne.
And then we realize, like, oh my God, we've wandered into like some buying room.
Yeah, they're doing the financing for Thomas Kincaid.
And then now we're really wasting their time. But then we start saying, like, you know what? we're just gonna take some. We're gonna walk around. We're gonna go to dinner tonight.
Come
we
to
could
think
be
of it,
back.
we want a print, not an original.
So you waste their time, then you lie to them.
Yeah, then we lie, and
then you finish.
What's the advice
And
here?
then you finish
Okay.
off laughing, yucking it up at Longhorn Steakhouse
Yeah,
with your wife later. Yeah.
And then we could barely afford Longhorn.
We're gonna have to share an entree.
No apps, no apps.
Baby back ribs.
So here's my advice: that Karen, you
Okay.
put someone out front. And then when you see a Tom Van, Crystal Van walking through,
Shut the door.
No, then you're like, keep moving.
Yeah. Well, that's what the Vietnamese people do on
Keep
bills.
moving, scoundrel.
Yeah, you're just like, I could tell, but by just the general
That's what they do.
stereotyping.
That's what they do
I
in
can
Little
tell by your
Vietnam
dusty
around here.
shoes
I
you're
walk
gonna
up to
buy
any of the
nothing.
jewelry stores down on
Yeah,
Mills and
yeah.
they lock the doors. I'm walking
Yeah,
up
yeah,
because
they know.
Because I'm not Vietnamese.
Yeah, because the Vietnamese know. They can see how poor you are just by your appearance. Everybody
They don't even
can.
want me in there.
You can judge a book by its cover. Of course you can.
Or there wouldn't be covers.
Or at least you're 98% correct. There may be a 2%
Yeah.
pretty woman
We're
in there, but
pro-profiling here.
that's BS. That doesn't happen.
We're pro-profiling here.
Anyway,
Karen.
so Karen, that would be my business advice. Get the trash out of there. Only let the customers that actually could afford
And real artists.
Yeah, and other real artists, because other artists will appreciate and buy other
Welcoming
people's art.
environment.
Yeah,
you know.
even though they're poor, so I don't know how they
Yeah, I
afford
mean,
it.
just the support.
Every artist I know is poor.
Yeah, they are. It's a hard job,
They
man.
are,
It's a
yeah.
hard job. Underappreciated.
So, Karen, what do you think about that?
Well, I understand what you're saying, and we actually we have a wide price range, and many of the artists have prints as well, and they're very affordable. And we have 3D artists as well as what we're calling flat artists, painters, and who hang on the wall. We have a really wide price range, so it's not the kind of gallery where you walk in and everything is over $500 or $1,000. There's many, many pieces that are very affordable, well under $100. Prints are well under $40, $30. Some of them are priced, $20 for
Not bad
smaller
at all.
prints. And we also, a lot of the artists also make note cards. So essentially it's a small print of their work. And we've got note cards as well. So if you really like a particular artist's work, but you can't afford their original work, you can very easily find an affordable print.
You can hang the
of it.
note card
So
up
I
and put a
think that
tiny frame around it.
Absolutely, that works. Yeah. So I think that people are going to be pleasantly surprised at the price range, and like I said, it's a very wide price range, and we don't have a lot of things that are going to be priced in the very,
Tom's
very
just
high
hung up
numbers.
on price. It's the only thing he thinks about. They call
Working
him
money.
Vincent Price.
Is it frowned
everybody is,
Hanson
yeah.
prize.
Is it frowned upon to
Yes.
take a picture of the art, and then when
And try to get the angle right.
And then print it out yourself?
and then when someone asks you, "Would you like to buy a print?" and
Say,
you
nope, already got one.
God
Is that
damn it.
stealing?
Yeah, it's not stealing. It's just kind of tacky.
Yeah,
Yeah. We really prefer people not to do that.
I feel like you're being a
But on
Karen.
certain occasions, yeah.
Well, that's why you keep out the trash.
Exactly. That was a trick question.
Yeah.
We're preparing you for the trash that's
Well,
coming.
Karen, thanks so much
You're
for
too
talking
sweet.
to us.
Yeah, thank you.
And plug the
you.
business and the grand opening again.
Yes, it is Artworks DeLand. We are at 111 West Indiana in DeLand. And social media, we are Artworks DeLand on Facebook and on Instagram. And we are opening at 11 o'clock this coming Saturday, February 10th, during the busyness of the Mardi Gras Dog Parade. So stop by, come visit us. Big parking lot at the end by the Athens Theater, so you'll be able to find parking here as well. But we look forward to having you come by. And if Saturday's going to be too busy for you, we're open also on Sundays. So you can come by and visit us on Sundays. We're open from 11 to 5. So we look forward to seeing lots and lots of people.
You got it. Well, Karen, thank you so much for the time, and good luck with everything, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
When she was mentioning she's open on Sundays, it made me think of like scuba diving places, power sports places, bicycle shops are not open on Sundays.
No,
because
it's the day you're riding.
Yeah, because it's the day they're riding, right?
Yeah,
but
most of my stuff's broken. Yeah, yeah, I'm with it.
But I always need the parts so I can go riding.
Because we only have time. The Normos only have time on Sundays to get their stuff fixed.
And then I forget that all these places are closed on Sundays, and then it makes me mad.
yeah.
That they're out having fun and my stuff is still broken.
Also, barbecue is something I want on Sundays, and some barbecue restaurants are like, sorry, we're closed on Sunday for the Lord.
But,
I'm like,
but that's Jesus' fault.
Like, that's dumb. I was like, that is really, really dumb.
Yeah. Like, how many...
Or Mondays. A lot of places are closed on Mondays. Some of my favorite restaurants, they're like, sorry, we're closed on Mondays.
A lot of breweries
are
closed on Mondays.
Don't do that. Don't ever close. I don't ever close. When do we close? We're never closed. I'm always yucking it up for you guys. Oh, thanks, Tom and Dan. You really got me through the pandemic. Well, you know what you can do? You can get me through now by opening up your goddamn pizza shop right now. How about that?
All right, we'll be right back.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get so mad. I got so angry. I'm talking about you, Tom's Pizza, DeLand. Always closed on Mondays. Always closed on Saturdays. Delicious.
Closed on Saturdays.
Closed on Saturdays, Sam. Tom's Pizza, DeLand. Delicious. Sheet pizza. Oh, I love Tom's Pizza.
Well, do we want to go to lunch early, or?
Yeah.
You do have a commercial you needed to do.
Let's do it. Where's that go?
That is Wednesday 1, the 7th, February 7th.
We'll do that commercial
tomorrow.
When right before we come back.
Okay.
We need to do a video for that client too. But
Okay.
we can do them both. We'll do the 30-second commercial.
Do we have anything for Wednesday?
Video.
No.
We don't.
We don't. That'll be our first thing.
But we have 1 and 3 for Tuesday the 6th.
Yep.
And then we also did March 16th, 1 and 2.
Give me a moment. I'll double check that.
I'm sorry.
It sounds correct, but... Oh, I think I put it down here. It is so far ahead. March 15th. It's a Friday.
Yes, Friday,
Yes.
March 15th. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, we will go to lunch, and we'll see you in a bit.